Hello and welcome. Today we've got John Baxter back with us, and we will be he is going to demonstrate to us how the med beds work, and he has models with them, and they are going to be participating in the demonstration. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to our Telegram channel and to nicholasveniamin.com for my free email updates. And if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, I will leave the link below in the description for the full interview. John, thank you for joining me. Where do we begin with this demonstration, sir?
Yeah, this is, we got something special to show you. A lot of people asking about how this technology works. I can do a good job of explaining it, but I'd rather show how it works. And during our last interview, we talked about the anointing oil, the Enoch oil. And before we get into it, I've got to show this new tech. It's actually live now on the website. It's our sauce. Enoch oil.
Right. Enoch oil.
Enoch. So the missing Dead Sea Scrolls that were lost, there were some ingredients to an anointing oil that was healing. So before there were doctors and that type of thing, they went back to intention-based oil. So there's frankincense, myrrh, 2 types of cinnamon oils, and olive oil. And so this oil, our associates here have already put oil on the stagnated areas of their body. So there was intention placed, and a lot of people don't realize this, but if you're not ready for healing, you may never heal no matter what, right? If you're not mentally prepared to heal, you may not pass through into healing, right? So this intention-based oil, this is a 100 milliliter bottle, so it's twice as big as the others. And we had went over that, but Enoch's oil is an antiquity-based oil on the planet Earth. And all we've done is taken these Dead Sea Scrolls and produced a substance that we can give out to humanity and something that you can rub on, and it does a great job. So really quick here, I'd like to introduce my 2 associates. We've got Oksana here.
Hello.
And
Hello.
we've got Ku.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so excited to show it to you guys because Ku, she's never tried any of this. So at the end, she can give her own opinion. You know, this is not scheduled in any ways, and Oksana can give her own opinion at the end of this. So first things first. So we have used the oil on Oksana, and over here, I'm going to give her the sleep eye mask so she could put this on.
Right.
Go ahead and place that on there. So this is a high trust environment.
So is she sitting on a med bed right now?
She's sitting on one of the bases. So There's 2 bases here. This is a body scanning 3D massage. So the first minute when I turn this on, it's going to measure her vertebrae, her structure, her specific structure. And we're going to let that start scanning her body right now. So right now it's starting to scan. And these are totally customizable. The body scanning that's going on right here, we have many models of this. So there's a stretch model and there's the traditional L-shaped model. The stretch model actually in the 3D will help elongate the lower lumbar, a lot of tightness where the sacrum is in our lower vertebrae. And so that stretching effect is very helpful in relieving the tensions and all the stresses of the day. And this one is actually the L-shaped. So we're going to go ahead and put her back in position.
So could you please explain the elements that is actually used to scan the body?
Yeah, this is this technology is just data over the years. And, it's basically using pressure as the sensor. So, the human body has been broken down so many times with robotics. So these robotic wheels underneath are actually sensing those vertebrae. And when it falls, like over here, the sensors start to fall forward, it knows exactly where it is based on the algorithms of this system. So I put her all the way back. And not only that, we're going to put her in here for 15 to 30 minutes. Let's just see how it goes. We talked about last time these harmony, the coherence between the brain and the heart. A healed person always is speaking with their heart. So to get that potential to the level, we use these, and these are already shielding the room of EMF and saving our biological system. So this system right here, I place on the heart, the bigger one. And on the head, I either put it underneath around the forehead on the pineal gland or on top of the head. And then once we have that, we'll do this is a full EMF shielding. She's encased in healing.
So those pyramid objects that you've placed on top of her chest and head, what are they made of? What's the material?
So there's it's a magnet. It's a magnetic oscillator. There's also crystalline structure in there in the form of H2O. So it's magnetically charged and stored as a frequency, kind of like these shirts. So there was a Tesla technology made, and it goes on the wall. And this metal, this is actually, it has metal in it, and it's basically recorded in a frequency, 432 hertz.
Right.
Same with those. Those are 15 hertz. But think of them as a tuning fork that never stops tuning. You know, you hit a tuning fork and it's doing that. It's basically oscillating at 15 hertz. And that potential is really good for the heart and brain. So that's kind of how that's working. So she's covered, she's completely shielded from EMFs. So that's really important. Also, this is also grounded to the Schumann resonance. So there, if she were to touch it, it's actually giving off antioxidants, just like our bed cover I showed. So antioxidants, we're giving our cells electron donation. And so our cellular structure and our health, if you have many antioxidants in your cells, you'll feel pretty much completely healed because there's no need for any more antioxidants. And that's why it's important, the grounding technology we talked about and that. Now, I'd like to show the Tesla technology. I showed it on the other shows with the violet Tesla ray. And I'm going to have Ku sit on this chair here.
Great. Hello, Ku.
Hello.
So, John, this technology, does it have or use electromagnetic field in any way?
Yeah, all this technology is using essentially frequency, vibration, energy. So that's the difference between a med bed and anything else. And a lot of people ask about this violet ray.
Right.
I'm going to show you firsthand how it works.
Okay.
So Ku has an issue with stress in her shoulders.
Right.
So we are helping reduce that. This is the heart chakra too. This is where the heart chakra is, on the back side of your heart. We've taken oils and we put oils. She's putting oils on the front of her chest where her heart is, in the back of her shoulders. We hold a lot of stress as humans in this area. That's why the media gives us fear, right?
Absolutely. And what happens when we're stressed and we have fear, even like an animal, when it's tortured and slaughtered before it's taken to the butchers, it's tough. So when you massage somebody that's stressed, especially around their back, it's really, really tough and it's not tender like it was. Am I on the right track saying that?
You absolutely are, and that's true. I mean, the supple spine is a healed person. If your spine is supple without stress, you will feel amazing. You'll feel like a kid.
Right. Right.
So that's about it for her. We could go longer, but I wanted to show you, this technology is an industrial strength Tesla. 30 to 40,000 volts are running through my body.
Wow.
So the reason why,
please.
the reason why we use this before we do the grounding in the bed is because we're giving it both extremes. We're going to open up the body electrically and give her the conductivity she needs. Now that it's opened up, and you can smell the ozone right now. You can smell the ozone. It smells like a very powerful rain just came through here. Now that she's opened up there on a stressful area, we're going to have her lay in the bed.
So as you're preparing her, let me just ask you this. With the instrument that you was just using now on her back, how long would you recommend, or the average time would you recommend someone use it on their back? Would you say 20 minutes, half an hour, an hour?
So with technology, you can only use it in 10-minute increments, right? This is standard Tesla technology. I didn't invent that. That's original Nikola Tesla's toy that we were just using. So it wasn't a toy, but it's his foundation to medical electrical health. The violet ray that we just showed.
Right.
So with that, goes into go ahead and lay back here. I will pull this chair up. I can totally adjust her body position. I'm going to raise her head, and that's going to take the pressure off her lower back, and while I'm raising her legs. So she's in another zero gravity position too. All of the muscles that are in our body, they can only do one thing, right? They can only pull. Mm-hmm. So if muscles are pulling, then that's bad because other muscles aren't pulling, and then a whole series of muscles starts pulling, and it throws us out of balance. So what you'll see is both of these people are in this position. It's a zero gravity position. I coined it in the mattress industry. This is not my first rodeo. I've been doing this 20 years. I was the pioneer of this position. So as we raise the head and raise the feet, her circulation's increased up to 4 times just by going in this position. Not only that, her lower back has a lot of relief just because the legs are raised. Her heart is under less strain because she's sitting up. If she had an issue like acid reflux or that type of thing, the only cure for that is raising your elevation. So she's taking care of a lot of issues. She's got the eye mask on to shield from more EMFs and just remove any type of light source from her eyes. And we spoke about this a couple weeks ago, that if you can block any type of radiation, whether from gadgets or the real sun or from real light, you're going to produce melatonin. And this goes back to our circadian rhythm. We're getting ourselves back into the rhythm, day, night, light, dark, hot, cold, and we're getting in the flow of that energy so that we can have a good rest, a good wake, right? So, yeah.
Right. So what's happening to their body now? What's actually healing on their bodies?
So let me put this one back over here. So basically we're opening up energy channels, right? The channels of energy in the body so they can be stagnant, dis-ease, right? Dis-ease is caused from stagnant areas that are blocked emotionally, psychologically, physically, and these patterns of behavior need to be broken open. So all the tech goes toward opening up patterns.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's the key. And that leads us right into our this one was a huge question for a lot of people. This one's not the parasite one, but this is the stage 2. We've got the PEMF and we've got the 2 paddles. This one is the flower of life pattern. This is a labyrinth pattern. So the cellular structure and how this works, it's just like a donut right there in the center. It's doing one of these. It's doing one of these energy fields coming through the center. And anything in its way, the cellular biological structure is getting penetrated. And very quickly, I'm going to show how this works and how you should use it at home.
Fantastic.
I'm going to turn it on for 30 minutes. It takes a little bit to warm up. Once this turns red, it's warming up right now, flashing. Once this turns red, we'll do a 30-minute session with her.
So as you're just doing this, may I ask you this? Now, because of the corrupt system, matrix, poison system that we've lived in for hundreds of years, is this technology that you're presenting to us today, do you have to be ill to use it, or can even children use it?
Yeah,
it's children, but can adults use it on children? That's what I meant. Will everyone benefit from this, or do you have to be ill?
Well, everyone can benefit from it. I know a lot of kids that have kidney issues right now. See, the toxins in our food have caused the tubes to the kidneys to, just like your ears, nose, eyes, and the throat. That area is very sensitive. So are our kidneys, right? Our kidneys are pushing out all of our toxins. And even the tubes get infected, and then the kidneys don't work as well. So all this stuff is useful for kids. And, Koo, she has 4 kids. So she's going to tell you a little bit of how she's used it with her kids. We get a comment usually at least once a day from someone that said this was a magic blanket. The kids called it a magic blanket. Kids zap right into sleep. They lay on it. They don't know what it is, and they fall asleep. And there's even animals like it. We could throw the cat on here too, and you'll see once the cat figures it out, or the dog, it's, they figure out this is my way to get outside, but be inside, essentially.
Right. I see what you mean. Yeah. So it gives them a sense of peace and lets off stress. Is that what it is? And it allows them to relax deeper and fall asleep. Is that what it is? Is it because of the frequencies?
Well, what it is, it's just electron donation, right? Electron donation is via ground. We're giving the kids protection from and giving them the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is 7.83 hertz. So we're shielding the kids from gadgets while they're in contact. The gadgets are, with the high EMF or video games and that type of thing, they're plugged in, right? They're kind of losing the sense of their own body, and they're playing in a makeshift world, in a different world, just like the mainstream media. There's stuff going on in the tube, doesn't mean it's real. They get locked in. And what happens is the body, when kids play a lot of video games, it becomes stagnant, right? They sit in the same position for a long time. They're not getting a lot of energy running through the body. So with kids in general, just the bed covers are really good. We've got the chair cover that the kids can use. And I'll let Koo speak about that. But she basically had a couple of these chairs, and her kids took all of them. She doesn't get to use it. So the kids really like it, and kids need a lot better sleep to function, especially a lot of kids are staying up playing on social media all throughout the night. They sleep next to their cell phone, next to their head. They're not really sleeping. They're dozing in and out. And then next day school starts, and then it's back off to the races. So over time, me included, maybe, in college, I didn't sleep in college. I don't know about you, but there was no chance to sleep. There was another story to write or more research to do while, juggling school and work and everything else.
Right. So, John, could we use these mattresses so that we could use them when we're sleeping every night?
Yeah, so that's an important point. You can use this technology every night. It's safe. So, but it's important to know that we're not a bedding company, we're not a mattress company, and even with the sauces, we're not a supplement company. We're a technology company. So that this technology can be used. It's safe. There was a lot of people that had a lot of doctors I'm teaching, of course, with all this med bed. We've got doctors on our team, but they're under the guidance that this is all safe. This is stuff that you can use within the limitations that we have on our website. Real quick here, I'm going to put this Flower of Life underneath Koo's lower back. She's never tried this before.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed at the fact that you teach doctors.
So am I. They're asking me. I healed myself. I got it, but I have a strong team around me. So a lot of my stuff was taken from doctors. You saw Dr. Mercola. He's taking all his stuff down. I don't know if you saw that, but the next 48 hours, everything Dr. Mercola worked for 25 years, he's taking it down. He's a big proponent in the EMF shielding, and so he's being censored as well. So there's a lot of doctors I've learned from. I get my stuff from books, ancient books, and doctors, even though I'm not a doctor. And so we got it at 15 minutes. And Koo, can you tell me where a place of stagnation you have is, other than the areas where the paddles are at?
In my neck, I have a weak jawbone. So there's a lot of stress and strain from that, from my jaw all the way down my neck to my shoulders.
Okay, I'm going to take this and put this on her neck. This is more of a specific
area.
Let me go ahead and put this underneath your neck. There you go. Go ahead like that.
And this just releases tension, right? Through frequencies.
That's exactly what it is. It's bringing harmony back to stagnant areas. And so this is, think of this as a spiraling energy. Like I showed you the donut, but what's really going on, it's the same DNA strand that we always learned about, that spiraling energy going up. And so that's what it's doing. And these are different patterns. Some are tighter, some are larger, but that's exactly what we're doing. We're harmonizing that area. And I'm going to go ahead and put this around her.
Right. So why is it that you have to, oh yeah, I remember you said that you had to put it around her to stop the shielding of the, to shield her from radiation.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. If you want to totally detox your life, right? Detox from all of the, we can get into nutrient density, but the sauces, right? Before we got on this, remember, we used the sauces. We used the anointing oil, the Enoch oil on the certain areas. I put some intention in there as well. It was made with intention. And oils, our bodies run off oils. So and it's a mechanical process. Everything I'm showing essentially is a mechanical passive process. The sauce, that's just oil going through each cell, neutralizing every, free radical for the most part. It's cleaning the cells. And when we talk about our lights in society and humanity, all of our lights are being dimmed. They're trying to dim our light, right? Because if they can dim our light, there's more control, more power structure, that type of thing. So all this stuff is doing is cleaning the light bulb. Take the dust off, take the dirt, let the light shine. That's why this shirt is the way it is. That's kind of the philosophy around it. So this is just passive tech, cleaning cells, detoxifying, going back to purity, right? And we haven't got into it. I'm looking forward to a call with you sometime just about nutrient density here soon. That's the nutrient density in the foods we eat, the farms, we're eating food from 100-year-old farms, and they're treating the soil with petroleum products used for the same petroleum products that are used for plastics, gas, and everything else. Those are our nutrients that we're putting on our commercial food. A lot of people don't realize that. So a lot of this stuff, we're removing those impurities, man-made types of things.
Right, absolutely. Well, when you have billionaires like Bill Gates trying to buy everything, of course, he's going to corrupt everything and his special interest groups with the chemtrails and our crops. So absolutely, you're doing a fantastic job with the technology. Like you said, that's cleaning the light bulb, so we can allow more light and to be detoxified.
Yeah, and I think that's what this is all about. I've got to talk about something, there's a lot of questions about med beds. We get a lot of questions like, who are you? And, I heard, different types of med bed technologies out there. All I am, I've got an in-home. You can use this in your home, your clinic, your hospital. I'm not making any claims, right? I'm doing this with good intentions. At the end, I healed myself. If you meet anyone on my team, they'll say they're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And a lot of the stuff we hear is, this stuff is going to be rolled out. And believe me, I hope it does. I hope it does roll out. But what if it doesn't? What happens if you have to have the jab to get the medbed technology? Who's in it? Who's releasing it? There's a lot of speculation into that. I don't run very well with speculation. And so, what I have is just an in-home system. Hopefully it's for you, right? But maybe it's not for everyone. But I really think if you're trying to get some cellular regeneration, detoxification, bringing back harmony, cleaning, polishing your own light, going back to purity, I think I have something substantial. Because at the end of the day, 20 years in the making, adding here, doing here, and I've helped over 50,000 people in person over these years. Wow. That's how dedicated I am to assisting. I didn't just, whip this stuff up overnight.
So let me ask you this challenging question. How can you heal someone with the med beds or with any other technologies that you've got after they've been injured by the vaccine?
So that's a good question. And, if they've been injured by the vaccine, the sauces work really good, right? The STS, that wasn't FDA approved by us. That's an FDA approved substance that was forgotten about in the 80s. It removes mercury, heavy metals. And when you talk about heavy metals, that's probably one of the majority of the things that are inside of the vaccines. There's some other stuff, that I've heard that there's fecal cells and, all types of infant cells, stuff that who knows why. I don't know why they do all that. I mean, there's a lot of speculation. But if you're removing heavy metals and you're going after the EMF shielding, you're slowing down parasites, you're killing parasites, because if your body weakens and the light's being dimmed, what happens? Parasites get stronger, everything else gets stronger. So, with the STR, that's knocking out parasites. Right. A lot of even my neighbors, they hear me all the time. I show them the tech and they're saying tapeworms are coming out. It's so gross to talk about. But if you can knock off all this extra, right? The parasites, pushing back candida, something no one ever wants to talk about. But primarily, candida can get stronger because of radiation, 5G, and antibiotics. We have the propolis for our antibiotics. It just comes out of the beehive. It's very powerful. But also in antibiotics, those kill good and bad gut bacteria, kills everything, right? And what comes back is something bad, right? Something that you have to be stuck on the big pharma with, right? And so if you're mitigating layer after layer after layer after layer, you're going to feel a lot more energy in your life. And that's kind of the key. I was vegan for 7 years, so I'm probably going to go back. COVID, it did what it was, but I'm just being straight up with you. High mineral density. I felt great. Like I said, I never thought I would heal myself. But years ago, about 8 years ago, is when I had my healing at a high level, and without the surgery, without the drugs. They're putting me on so many Vicodins and that type of thing back in the day, morphine. It wasn't working. It was more of like a drug dealer. So it wasn't like, I didn't want to destroy my liver. I seen the writing on the wall back then. So, I suffered with the pain, and that chronic pain lasted a good 12, 13 years, and debilitating chronic pain. And that's why I can speak intelligently about this, because my heart, the back, the neck, where it all happened right here, it was all tight. It was all tight because it was trying to protect me from anything else to happen. Any other thing that could happen out in reality that could injure me more. So that tightness is that stagnation I'm talking about. That tightness is the oxidative stress. And so if you don't have a good energy flow flowing through, you don't have a cellular healing going on with antioxidants and removing some of the toxins. Basically, you're suffering, right? You're just straight up suffering. So all this tech, it's safe. It can, use daily, and with the prescribed way to use it, it will do a really good job. And this, you're talking about taking something rigid, right? I can't tell you how many people I squeeze them right here. It literally feels like a rock. You squeeze someone's shoulder nowadays, they're stressed. It feels like a rock. There's nothing, in that sense, everything's tight, right? And there's nothing going on there except stress.
Yeah.
Right here is an active system with rollers that are opening up the cellular structure. That's going to bring more oxygen, more blood flow, pushing out toxins, pushing them out. And that's what I've got here, essentially.
So how long left until they're both finished now?
I think it's about that time.
Okay, because her bed's moving up and down, the one on your right.
Yeah, this one is doing a balancing act.
Right.
So giving you blood flow. It's giving you kind of a sense of, like, she might be totally out right now, even with my loud voice. So it's kind of rocking you right into space. And like I said, it's doing, a 3D massage. It's doing above your arms. It's doing your shoulders. It's not doing your chest. That's why we have the sauce. But it's doing the feet, the feet and the hands. There's all these nerve endings that correlate to brain and organ stimulation. So this one does a really good job at the bottom of the feet too. It's doing the thighs. It's doing the ankles too. So let's see how these ladies are reacting.
Sure. So how would it feel like if I was to, instead of lying on your back, you lie down on your stomach? Can you do that?
So we are working on something like that for, it may be an encapsulated system. Where it's kind of massaging the front. But for right now, we don't have anything, a good masseuse or, self-care. That's what we're teaching with the sauces. You're using it as self-care. So, pushing it in here. And men in general, right? They did a lot of push-ups and stuff, right? We're told do a lot of push-ups, all that type of stuff. And it gets really tight right here. That's, shielding our heart chakra. It's not relaxed. So doing the self-care for men with the sauces in the chest, the higher chest, all the way up into the shoulder, right below the collarbone. Men will really see a huge result from doing that with the sauces daily. After a week, after a couple of days, if not a week, we've seen a huge difference in myself and others.
Right. Right.
So we're going to bring her up.
It's very sophisticated, isn't it?
Yeah, this, there's been a lot of different technologies, but yeah, this is state of the art.
Wow, it looks like you could use it for a jacuzzi.
Yeah, that water therapy is good. A lot of people know with the hot tub, this can be great.
Hello. It's like I came from different world.
So can I ask your associate how she felt in there? Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. I've been doing this many times before, and every time I've done it, I was falling asleep completely. This time I didn't fall asleep because my mind knew that I've been recorded, but I feel completely peaceful, relaxed, like serenity, and I feel like I was shielded from all the stress of the world. So I feel it. It's like, wow. It's like I've been on vacation. Like I went to Caribbean and I laid on the sand. Yeah, I feel like after like 7-day vacation, like literally.
Wow,
But
right, okay. And I was going to ask you if there's anything like it that you could describe to us how it feels, but you've said that. So does it feel better than that, or would you say it's similar to that? How would you describe it with that
so
comparison?
similar to that. Probably similar to that. Yes.
Sorry?
Similar to your vacation on Caribbean islands. Yes.
But you get it in 10 minutes instead of paying all that money and,
Exactly. Absolutely. I don't want to even get out. I was like, continue.
And Koo over here, I'm going to sit her up all the way, prop her up. We're going to put her and this has a lot of uses, right? You can sit up in bed, watch TV, read a book. I got her at over 60 degrees sitting up, and I'll take these from you.
So, yeah, please.
Yeah, and so Koo had never done the Tesla, so you go ahead and ask her a question.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So, Kula, you said to John that you had an injury or a pain, or you had a bit of pain around the neck area and also your jaw. When you was lying down, was your jaw and your neck being treated? And if so, how do you feel now?
So pretty much laying on here, I feel like my body wants to lay on here without, anyone telling me that this is good for me. So laying on here felt so comfortable and so natural. And then the more stuff he was putting on me, I was just like falling deeper and deeper into a zone of like comfort and complete relaxation. When he put the net around me, I felt like I was back in my mother's womb. Like I can hear things and I can see things, but I felt so protected and my body was at peace. When I put on the mask, my eyes immediately started, darting everywhere. But within a few minutes, I realized my eyes finally settled down. But yeah, just having the more products that he put on me, the deeper I fell into a zone of relaxation.
Right.
And
I see.
in regards to my jaw, I found out when I was 18 that for my dental x-rays, my dentist said that my jaw is thinner than the average adult. And so that's going to lead to TMJ. And the wand really helps because with TMJ, it strains the neck because it's pulling so much. And so the wand definitely helps relieve the tension and the stress almost immediately. And all of these products, they're very, in a sense, addicting. But when I use it, it feels like a good addiction. Like my body seems to be craving this. And when I feel like I'm about to fall asleep, I realize that it's like the most natural sleep. And
Right.
I really never really experienced that until these products.
It's very interesting you say that when you closed the curtain, you felt like you was in your mother's womb. And John, I have a question for you. What are the curtains made of? What fabric is it?
This is silver mesh. So it's
Right.
kind of like a open, kind of like a mosquito netty type of open mesh, kind of like a chain link fence, but like micro. It's very breathable, but it's got a high level of silver, more silver than my bed cover because it's just pure. You can see the cover; it's essentially pure silver. There is some polyester mix in there, but overall, it's conductive, just like our bed cover.
Right. Interesting.
And it's plugged in too. So we are the first ones that create these. These are plugged in with that same black, wire that's plugged in as well.
Right. Absolutely. I'm going to let you continue with the ones that you're holding in your hand, John.
Yeah. So here, Ku has never tried this, and I was very interested to see what she would say. The Tesla coil. When I put this in your back, did you see something immediate? Did it take a minute or two before you could say, "Wow, something is really changing," or what did you experience from these? Do you feel like?
For that one, yes, I definitely felt like a stronger something. Like I was already relaxed from the bed, and then when you had put that on, like I was able to breathe better. I was able to breathe better. And I felt like overall, my body was finally able to focus on doing what my body does without all of the stress that's always on my mind. Because also being a parent, when I'm going to bed, there's a million things that is running through my mind. And with that, I felt like my body was able to let go of my mental stress and just focus on doing what my body should be doing at 100%.
Right. Very interesting. Thank you very much, Kula.
Yeah, and Ku, she basically, she
Sorry,
has.
I said Kula. Is that your name?
Cool.
Ku. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry, Ku. I'm so sorry. Apologies.
yeah, and she has a story too. Her kids have tried the bed cover too. She wanted to possibly talk about that too. I mean, go ahead, Ku.
So my youngest is 2 and he's in his terrible twos and he's a boy. So ever since, I've been pregnant with him, he's always been high energy, awake every 3 to 4 hours. And now that he's 2, it's the same thing, high energy. And the only way to wear him out is to literally maybe take him to Disney for the whole day or to the pool for the whole day. But that means I'm exhausting myself completely as well. And I still have 3 other children that I need to care for. So when John and Oksana offered, for me to try the chair cover, I tried it and I thought, this thing is so small. What difference could it make? I actually brought it home and my children seemed to gravitate towards it. I never told them what it was. I just plugged it in and I sat on it on my couch and my kids immediately started, crawling towards me, wanting to sit next to me. And so I let them sleep on it and I didn't tell them anything about it. And so the next morning I asked them, "How did you sleep?" And they said, "Good." And I said, "How was the mat?" And 2 of them answered, "Oh, I fell asleep right away. Can I sleep on it again?" And so now I don't get to sleep on it, but they do. And it helps me so much because now some of them are not, awake 2, 3 hours after bedtime. They're literally asleep within 30 minutes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's very amazing because these are children. It's amazing. Thank you very much, Ku.
You're welcome.
So as far as the med bed tech, I wanted to showcase this on some level. Of course, there's other technologies that we're always running with. And primarily this for at home. Once someone tries it, it becomes like they're saying, it's not so much addictive like a negative thing. It's like my body is craving it. I'm actually getting stress relief, right? If you can get a massive amount of stress relief from something, that's what people are really, that's the story that people are really telling. Other than, I'm being healed or that type of thing with the veterans with PTSD and that type of thing. They actually, have more injuries than just PTSD. This healing tech is stimulating the body to do what it's known and supposed to do, heal. So
Absolutely. Well, John Baxter and ladies, thank you very, very much for your time. I'm absolutely honored to be privileged to watch the demonstration of the med beds and Tesla Energy. John, is there anything else that you would like to say to the listeners before we finish?
Yeah, I'd like to say that, this technology's been explosive with all the information that's out there. This demonstration today is to show those viewers at home we've got an answer, and also that it's been extremely attractive to so many people that had been duped by big pharma. Or I'm not saying anything bad. I think integrative medicine is the key. If you break your leg, of course you want to go to you want to get it fixed. But and I'd like to get another guy on here, Dr. Greg, soon. But in his own words, health and medicine are segregate. So this is a self-healing system. It's a health freedom system. At the end of the day, you can put your health in your own hands, per se. And it's been very popular for that reason. And we're getting, just in general, our company has been swamped. Each call takes 30 minutes or an hour, and we're getting 3 calls an hour, and we're doing our best to get this product out because we really do care about everyone's health, the things that's going on in their lives. And so if there is a delay in shipping, 4 to 6 weeks is about where we're at. A lot of it's going to be 6 weeks. We're shipping out as much as we can. And also to sweeten it, we're going to give some honey to all those people waiting. And I just wanted to say I appreciate you. I appreciate your fans. And, I'm looking forward to our next conversation as well.
Absolutely. And I'm very honored and privileged to know that you may bring some doctors and academics to the interview, which would be very, very good as well for the viewers. But, thank you very much, John, ladies. And, the technology is fantastic. And we will catch up again in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.